And we're live with another pirate broadcast, and it's an amazing day. And I just want to thank you, everyone that joins in either live or for the replay here, because what we want to do is share a little bit of kindness and gratitude, and the fact that you're here or you're watching or you're contributing to this Random Act initiative. I wanted to share with you Rene Johnson today. She's an amazing powerhouse of a coach, an inspiration to so many. And I just wanted to tell you that this thing is starting up, and we want to share it with you because this is something that I'm passionate about and I live in my life. It's like, what can I give rather than what can I get? And it's amazing what opens up. So welcome to the show. Welcome to the program this morning, Rene.
Hey,
Gratitude for all you're doing. How are you today?
I'm doing great. I was sharing with you before we went on that I am so honored. You're my first live. I'm not your first live. So how amazing it is to share this with you, our beautiful initiative, and to be the first. That's always going to go down in history, Russ.
Well, what we could do is we could share this out again and again, so people understand exactly what we're looking to accomplish.
Sounds wonderful.
This started last year, and you had started this initiative in a way that people could sign up and just even anonymously, track a random act. And one of my viral posts, if you will, was pushing a shopping cart back into the car.
Yeah, I've heard about that between you and Jill, right?
Yeah. So it's like, okay, return your cart. Return your cart. That's all you got to do. But I wanted to bring the site up and let you kind of explain what's going on and what the initiative is all about for those that are not yet involved.
Okay. Well, so those who are not, anyone that's on the show, I'm so glad you're here. Excuse the puffy eyes and cheeks. I am moving today. I was telling Russ, but nothing's going to get in the way of kindness. I've got my love shirt on. I'm ready to rock and roll today. And that's what this is all about, basically. This started organically, and that's what you're going to see when some of the journey posts that are on our website here. And starting last year in September, and it wasn't. I wasn't looking to start a movement. LinkedIn is so powerful for engagement, and I know you and Corey were talking about that last night, right?
Right.
And making those relationships if you put the time and the energy into it. And I was, it was back last fall, and I was kind of, feeling, I was new here and kind of feeling a little bit lonely. So almost.
Yeah, you had just moved here when I first met you.
Yeah, pretty close. And so I was like, I see all these people out there in this community that I'm barely on here just over a year myself. And I was seeing all the job seekers, all the different stresses and the needs. And I was seeing other people needing professional support or sharing their stories. And, I'm all about, my passion is about helping people find their voice, right? Ultimately in their life. And so that was a morning where I went a la carte, Russ, no makeup, no hair. That's the famous video. I'm like, I'm going to take a risk. If I can't take a risk, nobody else is going to.
Toss it out there.
Yeah, toss it out there with my coffee. And I just shared a little bit of my journey, my story, and how kindness and love and service has not only been part of my natural instinct, but it's been a way that I've also risen above many challenges, in my life. And I put that out there in the community to say, you know what, if you reach out, people are here for you. I'm here for you. And I offered my time. And, I just wanted to love, and I just wanted to bring something to this amazing community that was already giving so much. And do you know what happened? The vibration, like it says here on the website, the vibration started to rumble. And without even knowing it, Tanya Puri was one of the first ones. She's one of my leaders that as we're posting during the day, people were commenting on that. And then she spoke up. She gets credit here. She goes, well, what are we doing then? How are we going to do this? And I'm like, what?
Might as well figure it out.
Right. So then it was like, by that evening, we some people were posting, and that's where my leaders came from organically, new people I didn't know, and I didn't really know Tanya that well at the time. And by that evening, it was, okay, let's go for 100 acts of kindness, random acts of kindness, Morgan Freeman had a quote, and we used that as our launch. And I sorry to look that up, but it's probably in one of our posts here.
Yeah.
And we said, okay, let's do it in 1 week, right? Let's just do 100 in 1 week, and let's just have fun with it. But you know what happened? It rose. It rose beyond. It grew. And so what you're seeing here with the site up is last year, we just organically went forward. And as a leader I am, and I teach leadership and scale businesses, well, I can't do that without a board, right? Without a leadership team. So we created a leadership team. Then from there, I'm like, well, we need people to help us. Let's create some ambassadors, see the scaling, Russ. And Random Act, moved like wildfire and continued last year. So many people wanted to continue on and have touched base throughout it. And you'll see on the website here, the video we have featured on the homepage. And I want to call out to our fabulous, one of our LinkedIn supporters, our community supporters is San. And, this is out of love and support. He and I working sometimes till wee hours because he's in India, right? Getting this done in 1 week. He's been so gracious. But this video is the end video of last year's movement, okay, where we end up picking up our second week after we got organized and went for 1,000 acts. And we end up getting 1,052 and beyond. And this is our showcase video that tells the journey and tells the story and also talks about why. Why is this important, and what came forward for our LinkedIn community? And so it really is about raising that vibration of kindness, one act at a time.
Yeah. And I want to take a moment for kindness and shout out to the people that are live with us. Sherry, Angie, Janisa, Steve, Cynthia, Tanya, Isaac, all of you are so appreciated, and thank you so much for joining in live.
Yes.
Most amazing ambassadors, Terry Ann, Frame, Ravi, and Shannon. Tanya was talking about some of these ambassadors that you have here. And it's just, for myself, I just want to take a moment and explain to people in basic terms. If you go to randomactinitiative.com, you can sign up. It doesn't, and you can just record a random act here. It's just, you go to the site and it's right here on this button right in the center, and you just have to record an act. And it's less about what you're doing and more about the ideas you can share by doing it. Right?
Yeah, I would agree.
Planting that seed that, hey, you can open a door, you can smile, you can compliment somebody. It doesn't have to be any major, you don't have to feed 1,000 people or, find homes for the homeless. It's just a small initiative to actually get people thinking about a little bit of kindness.
I thank you for bringing that up. One of the things that came up last year that we've, through our service and love and sharing the stories, I believe we were able to educate and show the value of this. And we've addressed that head on this year is, we did have a few people not like, why would you want to call it out? Why not just keep it quiet if it's a random act of kindness, right? Well, here's why. We are trying to be a movement. We're trying to inspire. And it's not about, look at me, look what I did. It's exactly what you just said. It's about sharing and inspiring other people to think, wow, that's a cool idea. I'm going to try this, or I'm going to try that. And we're so busy in our day-to-day that if we don't have it in front of us, this vibration, then even though many of us have a natural innate, desire to be kind. This, I know we've talked about it as our leadership, that this causes us to think even more of it.
You're thinking, okay,
what?
This is not my kindest day. However, so it's nice to have an example of some things that are can help people out.
Yeah, it is. And it's about sharing your voice out there and being an inspiration and being a leader in this. Doesn't matter what your role is, you can help us lead this forward. And it's about getting people involved. And the more that we actually do this together and we share the impact we're having, it's going to motivate more people to get involved. And that's the underlying reason, Russ, and your listeners, is we want to share this we want to bring this up. We want to encourage people to record the acts and to share their stories on there. They can remain anonymous. That's okay, right? We respect that. But by sharing that, and we get to share these different video clips that we're doing, now you have created worldwide, and you've created more and more people wanting to lean in and do this. And what's wrong with that? And so there's nothing wrong. It's actually powerful.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing. So that's what we're doing it for. So those who have questioned, well, look at them. No, yes, look at what we can create together. Let's make this movement powerful. That's our innate reason behind this.
Well, and I have to bring up a couple of things because, there's so many people that if you just watch the news, and my heart goes out to all the people in the West Coast that fires or, and there's so many things that could bring all of us down and really, cause a lot of grief in our lives. And sometimes it's the smallest things that make the biggest difference. One of the things that I've always promoted is, kindness is cool and smiles are free. And I really believe that because, you walk into something as simple as a grocery store and you're kind to the cashier, you're kind to the people around the aisles, and you smile and you reach to the top shelf for someone that can't reach that. And, these small teeny acts are the things that make the difference in somebody's life. And it doesn't necessarily, it's not about, look at me, how good I am. It's more about, let's all work together to do something kind in the day, because it's really difficult to be in a bad mood when you're doing something positive.
Well, I like that for sure. And it creates hope. Do you know how much hope we created last year through this that continued throughout the LinkedIn community? That's why so many people from last year have re-stepped up, and it's getting even faster movement just a few days into this. Yeah. It creates hope. And so that person that you're doing something nice, like at the grocery store, the bank, wherever, and they're not expecting it. Now, what have you done? You've changed their paradigm, their perspective. You're not responsible what they do with it, but I bet you planted a seed, and that's going to give them something to think about in giving them that hope back in their life, that this world isn't like what all the news and mayhem and everything is. I mean, there's tragedies, there's things that happen. And last year during the other California fires, 4 of my family members up in Paradise lost their homes. And the Random Act community, they all got safe, but they stepped up, and other people stepped up all over the country. And we had that when the hurricane, right, out in Texas, right? Yeah. That was going on during it. I mean, I could say different things. And, it created a platform for us as an online community to actually get out in real time and serve and love each other, right?
Well, it doesn't take, that's the beautiful thing about it is that the ripple effect, like Angie was saying in the feed, it's like the ripple effect, not even what we do individually, but the ripple effect of what is done. And it's just really amazing to me if you can make somebody else's day a little better. Or it's like in traffic. There's no front of the line in traffic. Let somebody in front. It doesn't, you're going to get there, a second later?
Yeah.
And that impact of allowing someone else in front or opening the door for them can make a difference in their day. And that just continues to create the ripple effect out there that Angie was mentioning. So I want to have anybody that's in the comments, just drop something in there that they can share that is, a positive effect that they've either contributed to or received from a random act. If you have a moment, I'd just love to do that. Every act has an impact. Tanya, great culture of kindness. Jill, love you. Janisa, all of you. These are people that I care about. And I mean, I care about you and I love you guys. So I just want to make sure that Rene has a moment to explain how this evolved, what took place, where it's going. And it's not that we're trying to do this. This is being done, and this initiative is taking place. So I encourage everyone to go out to randomactinitiative.com and sign up. Do they have to sign up like last year, or do they just?
Yes. So So here's what we have. We have, when you go to our site, the Join Us page, you can see 4 different ways to get involved. And we've made it so no matter what's going on in your life, what time you have, where you live, you can get involved. And so number 1, that big old button, if you click on that, you can go to our form, and the form is very easy to fill out. And it simply is, if you want to put your name, fine. If you don't, that's okay. As you see here, you scroll down. We have 5 different acts of kindness that we've started with last year that have been consistent in these various areas. And so you mark that. Perhaps like last year, some people were doing environment and other things. So you mark other. And then down below that, what we'd like to have you do is share some of the story, and again, this is about being able to add that value. We can include that in as you'll see, some of our story videos, which were one of the most requested things to bring back this year, and see what we're doing in this community. And also, hearing of the change that was happening, these 5 areas above there, people got out of this what they put into it, and people got jobs, like the job up there is professional support, help with careers, all what LinkedIn stands for, right? And helping the professional, but they also then went out in the community and helped with donations, and emotional support was a huge aspect of it, and a variety of other areas. So in that story, that gives us a chance here as a leadership team to educate and highlight ways, like you were saying, Russ, if they don't know about it, if you include it in there. And then we can use that too to tell the story of what's happening. This goes out everywhere. Last year, I'm going to bring up Julie Mayer on one of my ambassadors. She was in Australia on a bus last year, and she was sitting there, and she heard 2 ladies that she didn't know talk about, have you heard about that LinkedIn initiative, random app, blah, 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 right? And she then said, raise your hand, I'm one of the ambassadors. So if you don't think it matters, it goes out.
You don't know where it's going to land.
Where it's going to land. So you don't have to share the story, but it's not about bragging. It's about sharing the voice of kindness and helping to love on others, give ideas, and also acknowledge the impact that we're having as a community in a way that raises. So I have a quote on there. I believe, that the blood of life is service. I really believe that. That's what started this last year organically, was that. And that the more love we give, the more life we have, right?
Absolutely.
And so if you go down here at the bottom, all you got to do is hit submit. It's so easy to fill out. Okay. That's it. And then on the Join Us page, Russ, there are the 4 A's.
My name is blocking it. So.
Okay. Well, that's all right. So on the Join Us page, so random app, everybody can do that. And if everybody in our community that is following this, that gets involved, does 1 during the next 9 weeks, we're going to surpass our 1,000. Okay. Yeah. So, all you have, just do 1 and you can count yourself in. That's cool. And it will have that positive ripple effect. The other way that you can join then on the Join Us page, if you want to go there, is, and if not, that's okay. However you want to do this morning, is to then share. So if you want to share, you can share all these posts that you're going to start seeing filling up if you scroll down, there are 4 different ways there. So in here, right? Okay. So you can get involved through do a random act. You can share any of the posts. You can invite people to join, like on there, comment, and so forth. And then if you go back up, there is a form there right here for the random act for being an ambassador. So the ambassador week right now, here's what I wanted to share. I asked my leaders this morning. We're just under 80 ambassadors starting our first week. Now, your listeners need to hear why that's important. And shout out to my leaders, is that last year we got to nearly 100 by the end of 13 weeks. This time we're only doing 9 weeks, trying to make the same goal. And we're already starting just under 80. That tells you the power of people wanting to get involved. So
Absolutely.
we have just a few more spots. There is requirements in a good way, because this is an honorable role. And during your 2 weeks of volunteering your time and doing some cool activities, you'll see all kinds of initiatives. We had people, here's what's neat about this too. I get so excited. We had this is a growing opportunity to
Yeah.
brand yourself in the network, guys. That was one of the biggest things that came from this. People are still talking. They made new friendships. They did their very first post. They got out of their comfort zone. I love that, me being, the power zone.
Well, I got to meet you and Jill for the reason, and LinkedIn Live activity, and
made that. They did their first videos. All my leaders got their first video done by the end of it. I'm so proud of them that we were able to launch together in our video instead of just me, myself, my voice. So people grew personally. So yes, the acts are a priority because we're going to create that universal, ripple effect, because it does go all over the world. But it's also a personal growth opportunity, right? So that's what that level.
I saw a lot of personal growth as a result of being an ambassador.
Did you?
Absolutely. Because what you have is you're not alone.
Yeah.
You're in a community, and you have peer support. You have people out there cheering you on. You have a whole bunch of cheerleaders doing great work. And so I just can't say enough good things about it. And I just wanted to, shout out to anybody in the live feed, Jill, Cynthia, Tanya, Steve, all of you folks that are ambassadors now, or have thought about or considered being an ambassador. Now's the opportunity to reach out, get on Random Act Initiative, and just, it doesn't take a lot of time and effort and energy to do something positive in the world. A lot of people get overwhelmed by the ideas that, okay, I got to do a lot. And we're not talking about a lot of things here.
No. So you talk personally because you're one of our ambassadors, which I'm honored, right? So if you look at those requirements, again, we're only have a few more openings just because of also having us as leaders being able to communicate, reach out, and we want to, follow our talk as leaders to make sure that we have the capacity to serve you. If those spots become, no longer available, then we have community supporters. So community supporters, and then we have our general LinkedIn family. So there's different ways to get involved. And, you could easily be a supporter, and we'll tag you, and we're keeping track of you, and you're going to get love and attention. All you need to do on that is do one random act during our 9 weeks, and then get in there at least once a week and love on these different posts. By doing that, they go in the stream, right? And then what happens? They go out and people go, what is that? Like those gals in the bus in Australia, right? Right?
How random is that?
Yeah. So that was really cool. So there are lots of ways to get involved. Even if you just like on the post, that will spread it, right? Or you comment. And so don't think you can't. And the value of this, you just ask any one of us that are returning. And yes, there is some involvement as an ambassador. You're committed to 2 weeks, not consecutively, but throughout the campaign. But here's what's cool. You bond. You get to meet new people all over the world on your team. You're creating your initiative that week, and you can do whatever you want in our 5 categories. And there was some cool things. If you go back and look at the stories last year, some neat things that got done and fun that we had. And we're going to have even, I'm sure a lot more.
We're going to have a lot more fun. And it's when you have a focus for a group or an activity, there's a movement that takes place automatically, and it's just organic. And what more organic positive thing than kindness, right?
Yeah.
Let's make it a normal thing.
Yes.
Let's work towards making it a normal thing to be kind.
Many of our ambassadors didn't want it to end. They kept trying to egg us on to keep going last year, with that. And they kept during, when's it coming? When's it coming? When's it coming? Like Terry Ann, if you're watching, or when you do, I love you. She tracked me down all over the different platforms, right? When are we doing this? I can't wait. And other ones did too. And then many, commented as we wrap this back up. I never stopped. Well, that's, what? That gets me emotional. That's beautiful to my heart. I can't help but say the reason this started is the fact that I was needing some kindness in my life. And when you need kindness in your life, the first place you go is outside of yourself. Yeah. And I reached out to this community and said, how can I love and how could I serve? And in return, sorry, it gets me emotional. In return, all these people that I didn't even know, I was barely on this platform, rose up and said, let's serve in a big way. And that's why we are here today. And so if you doubt what our motive is, that's our motive. Is, you know, if you're feeling low, you're having, like you're saying, having a bad day, you're wanting to raise your leadership voice, your skills, give kindness. Use this as a forum for you to practice and take it back into your culture, take it back into your family, take it back in your community, and watch the magic happen. I did reach out in transparency to my leadership team who, you know, we get busy in our lives. We've stayed in touch. We've had our fun gift moments. We do. It's kind of bloopers is I never used a gift. I guess it's called GIF, right? GIF. I never used that before. And I'm coming back to my point is last year they were doing all these and I couldn't find it and they're busting up. So my leaders in our stream, right, in our private email, and I'm trying to figure out, what is this? What is it? They're doing all these funny ones and I'm rolling on the floor. Then finally I figured out. And then it was like, blah, blah, blah. So we started doing this last year, kind of like checking in our pulse, where we're at with things. And I did put out there, I said, listen, guys, this year, this is a, you know, time of my business right now, busy and I'm moving. Yes. And things like this. And are you guys sure you're up for this? Because I need your help. One person can't do this. Right.
Right.
And, you know, and I secretly thought, because it was like a part-time job last year to do it right, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm not complaining. Please know that, who are watching. But I did put it out there and say, okay, are you sure? Because I need help. And if you can't, well, then we'll figure it out. You know, it's okay. Yeah. And they all raised their hand. And I'm like, oh boy, here we go. So, you know, so
it's happening. It's happening. It's happening.
So my leaders who are listening, I am so honored to serve with you. We didn't know each other. We met each other during that first week of that. Let's just go for it. Tanya and I for 100 for the heck. Let's try it. And I'm so proud of them. They have in their own rights. They've got that in their communities already. And they have raised up so many wonderful supporters. And I couldn't do this without them. And I want them to feel that because I know, you know, I bring my leadership love in there and I'm like, where are we at? But ultimately, they are just such gifts and they have unique qualities. And you need to get to know them. The Random Act family and all those who step up, please reach out and get to know the other leaders. They are wonderful, powerful women. It just happen to be women, okay? So it's all right.
I'm here too.
We have lots of men. In fact, somebody posted yesterday, said, I want to be, Mike in my group, he says, is this just for women? And right away I said, no, we probably have at least half, right, leaders, if you're there watching, of men. And we love it because like Martin, he was one of our first, he's one of our ambassadors who did his why. So this week, community, LinkedIn family, watch for all these ambassadors. Like I said, nearly 80. Their goal by the end of this week, their first charge is to each of them, including you, Russ, right? And this can count, right? Is to post their why. Why kindness is important to them. Why did they choose to be involved? And what do they want to do during this initiative? And whether they do it by a post or they do a video or an article, whatever they choose to, this is all going to go out this week. So follow these stories, right?
Yeah. And the hashtag is Random Act, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So let's put that out there. It's not that there's a lot of cool ones like Isaac came up with Random Act Revolution. Love it. Fun. There's lots of different ones out there. But for us to follow, and we will be taking turns as a leadership team. You know, if you go to your search bar, LinkedIn family, and you type in Random Act, not with an S, not with kindness behind it, but Random Act, then you can see everything that's going on in the LinkedIn community. So if you don't use that, now you can use it in conjunction with other tags you come up with.
Sure.
But if you don't, but people don't understand that. So thank you for letting me bring that up.
Yeah, so I put it in the show notes here down below, and so people can follow that. And I know that we're coming up on, we're going to wrap up this episode of
oh, bummer!
pirate broadcast.
This is so fun.
I just want to highlight that you know it's difficult to be in a bad mood when you're doing something good.
Yeah.
So I just really applaud everybody in the Random Act Initiative. And Rene, thank you so much for being here and contributing. I know you got to move and I just thank you so much for everybody that joined in. Hashtag Random Act.
Yes, thank you.
Isaac, Jill, Janisa, Sherry, all of you, Angie, Edna, love you all. And thank you so
Yes.
much for being here. And if you're listening to this on the replay, just shoot me a text and a message and let me know and tag me so I can actually respond. And if you have questions or
Tag
you have
me too.
questions for Rene, just tag us and let us know what your questions are and how we can help you start you on a kindness journey, if you will.
Yes. Can I say really quick, LinkedIn, this is your movement.
Yeah.
That's why we call it the Random Act LinkedIn Initiative. This is your movement. I mean, this is a way to get involved in your community, get to know new people, build your network, make new relationships, get connections. So it's much more than doing a random act, although the power of it is those stories and the movement of it. So get involved.
Yeah.
Love and serve yourself and get involved.
And thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate you, Rene. And
You're
it's
welcome.
always
Thank
a
you.
pleasure to have interesting people talking about interesting stuff on the Pirate Broadcast.
Thank you.
That's the whole point of the Pirate Broadcast is we can bring in people that have something going on in LinkedIn. And I just appreciate you. And
Thank you, Russ.
again for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
And as we always know, kindness is cool, smiles are free, and you enjoy the day.